Mother, I have to get started. I thought you were going to be here by now. You said you were going to be here by 7. Who? I don't know. What does he look like? Mother, all the men in here look the same. Mother, they're all wearing baseball caps and plaid shirts. And I can't see their shoes, Mother. I don't know if they're New Balance or not. Can you just get here? You don't need to make an entrance. Just come in. It wouldn't make any difference with this crowd if you tried to make an entrance. They wouldn't even notice you unless you had some Cracker Barrel gift cards or something. Just come on over here. Well, I understand you got a crush on him. I can't really help you if you're at the house now, can I? I cannot create a cozy atmosphere. I'm just going to give some tips. And then I got to go put some gas in my car before it gets dark because I got to get home before the sun goes down because of my night blindness. Okay, no, call an Uber and get over here. Okay, but no, I'm starting now because I was supposed to start. But what I don't understand is why everybody brought their little blotters. What do you call it? The bingo card stamper? Everybody's got one. I don't know what they plan to do with it. Maybe if my talk doesn't go well, they'll throw them at me like in the olden times when they throw rotten vegetables at people. I reckon those little blotters hurt more than a tomato. Not quite as wet, though. Anyway, Mother, I gotta go. So get over here. I can't save you a seat next to him. I don't know which one he is. That doesn't help, Mother. I don't know who normally calls the numbers on bingo night. Okay. I don't know which one is the sexy one, Mother. They're just all a bunch of old, no offense, just a bunch of old men. I don't know who you mean. I'm hanging up, Mama. I'm hanging up. Bye. I do appreciate your patience here. I do feel the need to make a preliminary statement to the crowd out here today. There will not be any bingo. I see that you have your blotters or whatever what are they called? I see you have your doodad and dauber. It doesn't matter what it's called. I just wanted to let you know there will not be any bingo tonight. I was told that you were informed of that. And oh, you don't have to. Oh, don't go. Don't. What? No, I don't have any gift cards for you. Yeah, no, ma'am. I was asked to give a speech to fill the night. So, because the whoever normally does the bingo calling, I guess, is not able to be here today. So, well, you haven't heard what I'm going to talk about yet. Ma'am, I don't know anything about prunes. I can't talk about prunes. Now, if my mother was here, she could do a monologue of at least 20 minutes on the benefits of prunes. She has an irrational level of knowledge about stuff like that you really don't. That's a ball you don't want to get rolling down the hill, trust me. It'd be like that big ball in Indiana Jones. Don't ask her about it. You will regret it instantly. I'm here today with a piece of lawyer paper because, well, I was getting ready to tell you if you would let me finish. I'm here with a piece of lawyer paper to help. I'm doing this as a public service. No, ma'am, it is not required by my probation officer at this time. I actually just volunteered to do it. I have not been arrested recently. Yes, ma'am, that is a good thing. I'm very happy about it. I do seem to get tangled up in misunderstandings frequently, and then when I try to explain myself, I end up community service. Unfortunately. But I'll tell you one tip that's not on my paper. First, let me tell you the topic. The topic is how to meet and keep the woman of your dreams. or the man of your dreams. It could go either way. The person of your dreams. Now, let me tell you, I did focus on my list here. I did sort of focus on the ladies because the ladies is my realm of expertise. I don't want to brag, but I have asked out quite a few in my time. Well, we won't worry about how many went out with me. That's not the point. The point is I put myself out there many times. And that's what I'm here to encourage all of you to do. If you have your eye on someone, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to let them know that you care. Or that you find their booty to be delicious, whatever it is you like. You want to just say that, but say it tastefully. I'll give you a little piece of advice that is not on my list. If you find yourself in an unexpected situation, like say you're doing community service and you're having to dig ditches, and you might just stop for a minute, stretch your back, look around. Who else is out there with you? There might be a lovely lady out there also who was misunderstood and punished by the justice system unfairly. You could strike up a conversation about that. It could be a really good way to get your foot in the door, so to speak. I don't mean that dirty. It's a good way to meet people. You could say, I really hate this situation. Don't you hate this? My back hurts and it's hot and I'm sweaty and the gnats are awful and I hate digging. Don't you agree? And then you can enjoy a lunch together under a tree. And then you can hear about her mother who's in prison and lost a leg trying to cross the street and got hit by a hot dog cart, and it just sort of derails the whole thing, and then you just end up feeling bad for her. That never really went anywhere. But anyway, make the most of every situation. So if you find yourself doing community service, or say you got a restraining order and you got to stay away, well, it gives you an opportunity to meet some lovely ladies and 50 yards away, and you might find the perfect one just on that perimeter. You never know. Now, is anyone interested in hearing some tips and tricks to meet the person of your dream? Now, I realize a lot of you are very, very elderly. I don't mean that in a bad way. My mother is also very, very elderly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, she is my mother. That's correct. I don't see the resemblance. No. I'm told I look like my father, but he went out for milk in 1975, and he hasn't quite made it back yet. Yes. What was your name? Oh. Do you suppose you could remove your coat there from that chair, or are you holding it for somebody? Uh-oh. That might not go over well. Never mind. No, it's fine. What's your girlfriend's name? Oh dear. Oh, nothing. She might be on her way here. Not your girlfriend. I do not know where your girlfriend is, sir. I don't even know. I don't shop there. Can we please get back on subject with all due respect? It's fine. Yes, sir. Okay. So anyone who wants to meet the woman of your dreams, well, I understand you already have a girlfriend, but maybe you want to have some tips for next time. Like, no offense, but if she gets onto the road to glory, you might want to have to start over. And I mean, that could happen at any age, but I would imagine, how old are you? See, by the time I'm 82, I would think that I would want to keep my options open, because the Grim Reaper comes knocking a lot more frequently to your peers at that age, I would imagine. He might even come to your door. Not that I want him to. I'm derailing myself. Yes, sir. Let me get back to it. If you want to stay, that'd be wonderful. But if you want to have some tips and tricks to meet the woman of your dreams, I did focus on the ladies because, as I say, that is my area of expertise. I am a smooth operator That's what I've been told. Somebody did too tell me that. It doesn't matter. Well, anyway, I think she was trying to sell me encyclopedias, but that doesn't. She seemed genuine at the time. Tip number 1, if you want to meet the person of your dreams, is that the first thing you need to do is get real with yourself. You have to think long and hard about who you are. Who am I? I want you to look in the mirror and say, who am I? And you figure out who you are, because until you know yourself, you can't really get out there anyway. You gotta figure out, who am I? And then you have to just not ever be that ever again. Okay? You're your own worst enemy, and that's one thing I've tried to do. I look in the mirror and I say, Carl, who are you? Who are you? And then I have to say, well, we're just not going to be that anymore. Because they don't want to know who you really are. They like the mystique. They like the mystery. And you got to give them that. You got to be a person of mystery and mystique. And just keep the real you a secret. That would be my advice. Okay, number 2. Now this might sound a little controversial, and you may not agree with me, but I have asked out plenty of women, and I know this to be true. Number 2, women like to be corrected, okay? And they do. Yes, they do. See, I'm correcting one right now. You do like to be corrected. Yes, you do. And the thing is, if you want to meet the woman of your dreams, you have to do it often. You have to make sure that you help her. You have to help her learn. Like, you have to because the world is a confusing, scary place, and you have to be able to help them navigate this world. And that is what I hope to do with a special lady, is to help her understand this world, because it can be scary for a young lady to have to figure out things, and sometimes they figure them out wrong, and you have to let them know, I think you're really special, and you're also wrong, and I will explain why in the next 30 minutes, why that is wrong, and see, then they will understand, and they will have been corrected, and they will really respect you for telling them that they're wrong, because that's what they want to hear. Okay, keep that in mind. Number 3, women love a hero. Have you noticed that in the movies? She's tied to the train tracks, and Tarzan comes, and I'm getting my movies mixed up. Tarzan doesn't take her off the train tracks. He wouldn't understand what train tracks were. No, Tarzan comes swinging in, and she's held captive by somebody, and he saves her. Or the man in the big tall hat unties her from in the shaky black and white movies, he unties her from the railroad tracks, and she's help, you can't hear her because there's no sound. There's somebody playing a piano real funny, and then there's words that come up, says help, and he saves her just before the train gets there. Yeah, women love that. They love a hero. So you want to come to her rescue, even if she thinks she doesn't need it. So, for example, say you're at the gas pump and you're putting gas in your car. I have to do it in the daylight, which is good because I can see the ladies much better, because that light, that big old fluorescent light at night, can be very deceptive, and it's natural light gives you a much better view of things. And say you're at the gas pump and you're putting gas in your car, and there's a lady across the way, and she's putting gas in her car, and you could go, did you get it? And she'll be confused because she won't know what you're talking about. And you say, did you get it? Did I get what? I see you've already initiated a conversation with this young lady. How easy is that? It's exciting. It's quick. Did you get it? Did I get what? And she's going to think you're setting up a really funny joke, so she's ready. Did you figure out the pump? I know those buttons and everything can be very confusing. I just wanted to make sure you didn't need any help. And she may seem a little annoyed and say, no, I think I can pump my own gas. Well, Her annoyance is just a clue that it's time to move in. And then you can approach. Once she's annoyed, that is her cue to you that it is time to move closer. So you can approach her at that time. So just leave your gas, go and, make sure your vehicle's locked. Come over and offer to give her a demonstration of how the gas pump works. That way you can have some more time to talk. And the more irritated she seems, that means she's really into you. And that's her cue to keep showing me more, because I'm really excited by the fact that I finally will understand how this gas pump works. Now, she probably won't admit that she didn't really know how to use it, because you know how women are. They have to be coy. They have to play hard to get. But she's deep down, she's really glad you came over and showed her how to use that gas pump. Otherwise, she might have never gotten any gas in her car. She could have spilled it all over the ground. She might have tried to put it in somewhere it wasn't supposed to go. I hate it when that happens. And you could have averted a real crisis just by helping her understand how to use the pump. And you would be her hero. And see, that's wonderful, because that's a story that y'all can tell to your grandchildren one day about how you helped Grandma understand the gas pumps. You see, that's one you need to write down. Number 4, I want you to learn a lot of intimate details about your lady. If you see her a lot, say you two shop at the same grocery store and you see her there every Saturday at 10 a.m., you might want to make some notes about her, like maybe she likes to wear the color blue a lot, or she uses reusable shopping bags, or, maybe you could follow her home and then you could write down her license plate number and her house number, and you can find out where she lives. You could then wait for her to leave and see if she goes to a job. You could follow her to work. You could walk behind her a few paces back, follow her up in the elevator, find out what floor she works on in the building. And see, this way, if you're patient, this can go on for months. And then when you finally approach her, you can tell her all kinds of things about herself, or send her flowers at work. And you won't believe the outpouring of love and emotion from this woman when she finds out that you have paid so much attention to her. I mean, women are very flattered by attention. So the more attention you can give her, the better. Some people call it stalking, but women find it so sexy when you pay attention to them, and you're very observant. And that way she knows you are really into her, and she does not have to guess how you feel. It will be obvious. So you want to find out as many details as you can if this is a woman you see frequently. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, there will not be any bingo. But saying pretty please will not, sugar on top will not change it, ma'am. Well, these would apply to you. Are you interested in finding the love of your life? Ma'am, I disagree. I don't think love sucks. And with all due respect, I think a woman of your age shouldn't be using language like that. I just think it's very unladylike. Maybe you weren't aware that was unladylike. Oh, I don't believe it would fit up there. No, ma'am, and it would be painful. So I'm going to just continue on. I don't know whether to be offended by that or not. I personally don't see it. I don't think I'm anything like my mother. I think she'd be more offended than I was. Number 5, you want to be a snappy dresser. Now, I don't know if you noticed, some of you recognize me. That is my mother. That is correct. You might know that one of the things everybody says about me is that I am a very snappy dresser. You will never see me slacking off. I don't care if it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning and everybody's just out going to yard sales looking like they got dressed in the dark. No, I like to put together my outfit. Now, today I'm wearing this particular polo shirt. It's got a little saddle on it. It looks like 2 Pringles potato chips laid together. I'm trying to look extra special today. Now, I don't plan to meet the lady of my life today, but you never know. So it could happen at any time. Oh, that is my mother. You have to leave those sparklers outside. You cannot bring those in here. It's against the fire code. Do not stick them down your shirt. Those things are very hot. You have to take them back outside. Yes, ma'am. You're going to set off the sprinklers in here, and I can't deal with it. All these elderly ladies with their frizzy perms will get very mad at you. And I don't care. Take it out. Go put them outside. We have those big pots full of sand for the smokers. Stick them down in that, and then come back in and sit down. Sir, I want to warn you that your seat is still empty and my mother is about to come in here and sit in it. I'm not responsible for what happens if your girlfriend shows up. I will not be pulled into that. I have had to deal with too much drama because of her. Number 6. This again, now a lot of my advice is going to run counter to what you may have heard from other people who say they know how to meet people, but they're lying to you. Number 6, you want to let the lady pay for the first date. I think that's a very important tip. It will tell you right away everything you need to know about her motivations. Because if she refuses to pay, do you know what that means? That means she's only after you for your money. And we don't need anybody that's just after us for our money. I know I have to guard my finances very carefully. I don't want to share with anyone. It's certainly not just anybody. Mother, I don't believe you need... I didn't ask him to save that seat. It's now or never, sir. You can tell her. Or you could chicken out and let her sit down. Okay. Get your hand off his knee, Mother. I believe he's spoken for. No, I really believe that. Okay. Stop touching him. Quit clutching on him. Okay. Be a snappy dresser. Don't go out looking bad. Iron your clothes. Tuck your shirt in. Look respectable. And a snappy dresser, and let her pay for the first date. I already talked about the clothes. Let her pay for the first date, and then of course after that, that's when the coupons kick in. You know, you start pawing through the Sunday paper, and you get the buy one get one of equal or lesser value. You find, and that's how you determine where you're going to go eat next. Yeah, that's how you do it. Also, number 7. Now, normally I don't encourage people to be all brash, but you want to show her the goods. I got the goods. And you want to make sure she knows that. You know, you want to get it out there. Now, I'm not saying literally get it out there, because that will get you community service at the minimum. If you're lucky, that's what it'll get you. Saul Goodman's attorney that you need if you get... Never mind. He can help you if you end up in a tangle with the local authorities and get you some good indoor community service. Don't pull anything out literally, but say your best feature is your arms. Like, you got big bulky arms. You know, you want to wear some tight sleeves to show that off. If you got a little bit of a pot belly and you're self-conscious about it, you know, dress appropriately. You want to try to disguise it. You don't want to wear vertical stripes. Don't do the vertical stripes. Those are tough to pull off for most people. But whatever your best feature is, you just want to try to accentuate it. You know, get the goods out there and really just put them in her face. If you have a good butt, you know, bend over real slow and pick up a quarter in front of her. That's a good time to take a date trip to Aldi, because then you could have your quarter and, oops, I dropped it on the ground, and just take your time picking it up. You know, wear some nice pants and show her what you got. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You show her the goods. Number 8, don't be afraid to toot your own horn, because that kind of goes along with it. You know, whatever you can brag about. Like, I have been on television. I stopped a bank robbery. I hit a woman with a melon. It was a little melon. It was just, you know, a little honeydew. You know, I almost got locked up for that. I've been in police cars, ambulances. I drive in them. I've just been in them. I went for a ride, so to speak. And I have my own house. Yes, that my other mother owns for now. Yes, mother, I apologize. Don't bring your mothers on your dates. I won't do that again. So toot your own horn. Tell her about all of your accomplishments. Now, don't hit her with them all at once because it may be overwhelming. You just do it slowly, you know, just introduce them one at a time. It's kind of like fireworks, you know. You want to save the big explosion for the end. I don't mean that dirty. I mean, well, take it however you want to, but, you know, tell her what you got going on for you. You know, you got to strut around. We're not peacocks. We don't have the big tails, but you could do it verbally. Number 9, let her know your mother's expectations right up front. Now, I imagine that does not apply to most of y'all because I imagine most of y'all are basically orphans at this point. I mean, I don't want to put it that way. That sounds terrible, but I'm just saying with all due respect, at your age, it probably doesn't apply. May your mothers rest in peace and aren't you lucky? Yes, ma'am. I didn't mean that. It was just a joke. Don't cry, mother. Don't use it as an excuse to get him to comfort you either. Sir, she is playing you right now. Those are fake tears. I can spot them from here. Look, she's not actually crying. She's making a sound, but nothing's coming out. She's trying to get you to cop a feel right quick. Just ignore her. Number 10, communication is key. It's very important in a relationship. You may not have heard that before. Not many people give that advice, but communication is key for a good relationship. Use big words, but only if she can follow you. Sometimes you do have to kind of dial back your expectations and your vocabulary if she can't follow big words, you know, like hyperventilate or irregardless. If she can't understand that, you may just want to try to use simpler words so she can understand, and just introduce concepts that don't confuse her, because if she gets confused, she may get scared, and women get scared around me a lot, and then they try to hide their fear by calling me a weirdo or a freak, and because they can't be honest with themselves and admit they can't follow my intellect, and it's intimidating for them, and then they run away and call the cops, and then I can't get near them. And I wish women were more in touch with their feelings. I would have much better quality relationships if that were so. Now here's something that I know a lot of y'all have to keep in mind with your delicate hips and your new knees and stuff, but women love a man who can dance. Can any of y'all dance? Foxtrot, okay. Oh, the jitterbug, okay. I don't know that I would try that at your age. The Charleston either. No, sir, I don't think you need to be doing that. If memory serves, the Charleston is pretty intense. It can be, yeah, maybe better not. Maybe just sit there and wiggle your feet a little bit. Now, personally, I made an attempt to learn some of these new dances because that's what you need to do. You need to get out there and find out what kind of dances are these young ladies doing. And I went to the TikTok and FaceTube, and I tried to find some of these dances, and I found a whole bunch of nurses dancing a few years ago. I think I missed something. They were all in the hospital dancing, and I don't, that must have been some trend I missed. I don't know why they were all of a sudden doing that, but they were, and they were doing these choreographed dances. And I tried to learn this one, and it had my arms going one way and my hips going the other way, and I threw my back out, which is why I'm sitting. I can't stand at the podium because my back is messed up, so that is my warning to all of y'all, because see, now I'm out of commission for a while. I cannot continue my love quest at this point because my back is messed up. So if you're trying to learn these new dances that they have out there on ChapSnat and the inner tubes, be careful, of your limitations, your physical limitations. But there's nothing wrong with learning new stuff. Okay. Mother. 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 I need you to move away from him, okay? He's visibly uncomfortable with you. And by the way, he has a girlfriend. Yes, ma'am. It's Clara. Quit hitting him with your pocketbook. Mother, go on out. Go on. Yes, ma'am. Go on out to the El Camino and sit in the car. And I will be out there in a little bit, okay? We'll go get some gas and we'll pick up some potato wedges at Sheetz. Does that sound good? They do too have potato wedges at Sheetz. Well, then we'll go to Walmart and get some potato wedges, okay? All right. You are not my date, Mother. Just go get in the car. I love you too. Don't say it so loud. One last thing that I want y'all to remember when you're looking for the love of your life. Number 12. Honesty is important. It's important to avoid, is what I'm saying. It's important to avoid it. Now, you don't want to get totally honest with people, okay? Especially ladies, because they get scared off. If you're the real you in front of them, you'll just scare the socks off of that woman. The woman doesn't really want to know who you are, okay? But it's okay. I'm not saying you have to be disingenuous forever. And don't use words like disingenuous right off the bat. It will confuse her. Save your honesty till after the wedding, okay? And then you can be just as honest as you want, because she can't go anywhere anyway, because then she's stuck. And those are my tips. This is my magic wand right here. This is the magic. This is what does it for me, and this works. And this is what's going to help you find the woman of your dreams, or the man of your dreams. You just keep all of that in mind. You do all that, and you will be sitting with the perfect person for you. I guarantee it. Well, I don't really guarantee it, because I can't back it up with anything. All I have in the bank is $37, and I don't really want to share that, because at some point I got to pay the phone bill, and I don't know that I'll have any more in there between now and then. So that is my speech tonight that I have volunteered to give to you. No, ma'am, the bingo does not start now. We are done. You can come back for bingo tomorrow night. Now, if we can find Mr. Clark's glass eye, he'll be back tonight. Or tomorrow night. Not tonight. Yeah, but it may be up under somebody's chair, but I don't want any of y'all getting down looking for it, because I'll never get you back up. And I can't get down there either. So, they're going to come in tomorrow. They've got Gertrude. Yes. They've got Gertrude, that sniffing dog, the little dachshund. They're going to get her to come in here and look for it. Yeah. So don't worry about it. We'll get it done, and you can have bingo. It'll either be him or it'll be somebody else, but it certainly won't be me, and you won't have to look at me anymore. I appreciate the applause. That's real sweet. Okay, well, I'm going to take Mother to get some gas in the car, and maybe I can flirt with somebody while I'm at the gas pump. And then we're going to get tater wedges. So y'all have a good night. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you again soon.